Yeah. All right, here with Kellam head basketball coach Norman Hassell after his night's hard-fought win with the Green Run Stallions. They moved to 2-1 on the season, coach. I spoke with you in pregame. I know you guys had a heartbreaking loss to Kempsville Friday night. You were up 7 with a couple minutes to go. They beat you on a crazy tip-in. You played this team in double overtime here last year, lost at home. You're up 12. You lose the lead. Are you thinking, let's not have deja vu?
Deja vu from Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, forget last year. I'm thinking deja vu from Friday, but that's all part of growing up. So you just hope that while you're growing up, you don't throw these games away. You know, we want to grow up and learn and win instead of grow up, learn, and keep losing.
Sure.
So
before we get to the finish of the game, what allowed you to get the lead was you shot so well and moved the ball. I thought terrific in the first half. Had about 7 assists on your first 9-10 baskets, 13 of 22. I think it was at the break. What would you guys come out and try to establish to get some good looks?
Control. Like, we wanted to control the pace. We don't want to get in an up and down. And sometimes we still took off, and I'm like, why? Let's just break the press, set up, and run a set, a nice methodical set that makes them play defense for an extended period of time, and that'll help us get control of the game. And then let's hurry up and get back and make them play against our defense for an extended period of time, and that gives us control of the game.
You were up 12. It got down to 5 at the break. What'd you tell them in the locker room at halftime?
I'm not sure that's printable,
Okay.
but
Without bleeps, I got it.
yeah, it's all the same thing. It's just, why do we pick these moments right at the end of a quarter or game to speed things up? So I thought we learned that lesson against Kempsville. And to be honest, what I told them was, a wise man once said, what you don't learn from, you're destined to repeat. So if you want to feel like you felt last week, do it again. Do it again.
What's different about last year's game and this year's game is you have a freshman guard by the name of Trey Barnhart who's got ice water in the veins. He had a huge three. It's a 1-point game. Ordinarily, you probably say don't shoot that shot, but he seems like he's got that fearless mentality, right?
He is. He's a freshman, but he plays on the circuit, and so he's used to pressure. At his age level, people depend on him. He's a heads-up kid, and as much as he's a great basketball player, but an even better kid. Extremely coachable. I'm never going to tell Trey not to shoot. He's a great shooter. I got to give him the green light, or else I'll confuse him.
It's rare for you to throw a freshman out there to fire, but you did with Alex Etheridge. His backcourt made her at a big game tonight as well. You've also got another good sounding board on your coaching staff with Trey Freeman now. How much does it help having those two guys around him to kind of pick their brains a little bit, or they can give him some advice amidst the fire, if you will?
Well, what happens, it takes the pressure off of Alex, because he gets all the pressure last year, and then we went to Barrett a little bit last year. But it just frees Alex up a little bit more, and having Trey Freeman is just a culture change. I mean, everybody knows who he is. You get a pro come into your practice and start telling you things. You know, the kids can't dispute that. They look at me and say, come on, man, you're like 100 years old, you're 300 pounds. You come out here and do what we do. And Trey will take the ball and say, listen, this is what I mean. You got to do it this way. And he gets on them. And so it's been a big, not a culture change, but like a culture shift. We're just much tougher. It's not even a bunch of X and O's. We always had the X and O's. He made us tougher.
Come over, let you run. Obviously, you know that's an athletic team that's going to make a comeback, as Kenny Harris's Stallions have done many years. Fourth quarter, it's wild, Coach. Have you ever been a part of a period where it was 5 technicals? But I felt like your kids fed off
5 technicals?
Total, yeah. But I felt like your kids fed off the energy of the student section in the crowd a little bit. Did you sense that as well, amidst some of the zaniness?
Absolutely, and both teams, it was just a lot of excitement. I don't think anything was dirty or intentional. I have a lot of respect for Kenny and his program. It was just so exciting. Yeah. I mean, we got to remember, these are high school kids. They're high school kids, and they get out of control, and we just got to remember that. And I'm this older, I got my finger, and I'm tapping him in the head, and JT's like 6'7", so I poke him in the eye.
We got some good pictures, by the way.
Yeah, you got to think about this stuff. Yeah. You can't just do that, you know? So we got to learn from that too. You can't let the emotion of the game get to be too much.
Besides Etheridge and Barnhart, Tyler Ellis made some big plays down the stretch, and Dalen Crawford, 2 key free throws. He had some big shots from the perimeter as well. It feels like you told me this is one of your better teams. Could this be the team that has the most potential since that group with Trey and Ramon and Snowden, that company that made that run to the regionals at Scope? Does it have that type of ceiling in your eyes, possibly?
That type of ceiling, but I had a team that had Connor Campbell and Noah Singer and Chris Schultz and Jalen Craig and those guys, Janai, Rayner, Powell. That was a good team too. But yes, this team can do it. Dalen's one of our most athletic players, our best defender. We've got places to go. I don't feel like there's a head of a snake that you can cut off. We can go, and then you got JT can come in and play with his brother, and they make a really good tandem. Tyler's tough as they come. and we're not backing down. We're not going to back down, but we also got to stay in control. That's what we're still learning in the young part of the season. Stay under control.
Well, congrats on the win. It was a fun one at Hassell's Castle. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.